What is up? First time in your life. Hope you have a nice stream. Thank you, man. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I'm doing free replay reviews in a couple of minutes, so you guys want to stick for that? It's going to be amazing. Hey to DC Enjoyer, how are you doing? Hey Super Time. Hi May, how are you doing? Did you guys watch the new video? that was a really interesting build to test out in the ladder. That was really fun. Alright, let's do one game and then we'll go into the replay reviews. You're spreading rudeness. Hey Mirbena, are you doing something bad with your my microphone? Or let me check. Let me see. How about now? Does it sound good right now, or I think the microphone I think it was something with the connection. Let me know if it's sounding like that again so I can fix it. It is bad again? Oh man. 1 second. Let me stop the search for a second so I can fix this. Just 1 second. Yeah, I can see what's happening, but I'm not sure how to fix it. Give me just 1 second. What's going on? Oh man, I'm not sure how to fix that. Give me just 1 second. might have to use a different microphone until I figure out how to fix this. Hey Olivia, how's it going? I'm trying to fix my microphone right now because it's sounding really weird. Okay, give me just 1 second. Okay, I might have to change the microphone because I don't know how to fix this one. So give me just 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay, can you guys hear me now? I think I fixed it. Not entirely sure. Much better than before? Okay, I'll have to take a look at that after the stream. Not sure what happened with the microphone there. But yeah, just let me know if it sounds weird again. Okay, let's get into one game and then we'll do the replay reviews. Yeah, let's see. Your review form allows only one submission, so I couldn't submit a new one. I think you can edit it. I'm not sure. They're going to be erased soon. I mean, even if let's say if you already submitted it and your name gets picked, you can also just tell me that you want a different review to be a different replay to be reviewed. So yeah, if you're in chat and you get picked, just let me know and I'll just review the one you want. But I think you can edit the replay form. I only allow one because I choose the replays randomly, right? And if I have the same person multiple times, then it just gets it would be unfair for people, you know what I mean? Because then you can get picked multiple times. Let's do a Lancaster game. But I think there's a button in the form so you can edit the submission. Okay, Byzantines. I'm definitely going to wait, this is Sunken Land, so I cannot tower rush him. I cannot spearman rush him, sorry. Yeah, just let me know if you get picked, which replay you want me to do. Oh, this is Spartan. I played against him yesterday. This should be a good game. Okay, so Lancaster versus Byzantines. This is going to be an interesting one because I don't want him to get level 5 cisterns, so I think I'm gonna go for a Navi. Oh, there are no sheep in this map. What? I'm going to go for a Navi. And yeah, we'll see from there. I think his base is around here, maybe. This one is pretty interesting because the food is on the sides of the map. So, over there. We will leave 5 on food because we need a lot of food once we get up. And after that, we'll just full baboon on him. I don't want this match to get past the early game. Because if it gets to that point, then I'm going to be in trouble. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to rush longbows. Okay, let's just see what we have on the back of our base, and ooh, a lot of deer here. That's a lot of deer. Pretty good for me. And now let's see his base. I also have a back gold. Oh, this is an amazing spawn. Really, really good. Now let's look at his base. Let's see. I just hope he's not going for Hippodrome. I kind of just assumed that he was going the Olive. Yeah, it is this one, so that's good. Let's look at his base. Oh my god, please don't lose the scout. Okay, there's nothing there, which is good for me. Take that. I assume he's going for where's my stone? Ooh, second TC, okay. Interesting. I think this is good for me. Second TC. Pretty interesting. Okay, so I'm just gonna go for the arrow thing. I think when I have enough of these, we'll be able to break him. He must be making a lot of arrows there. Okay, Spearman too. He's just going to defend with the Spearman. Come on. I am floating way too many resources. Yeah, way too many resources. Oh my god. Okay, let's just go for it. Okay, let's get this. Disaster for him. The kings are really, really good, man. Take a look at this shit. He lost a lot of shit there. I am floating like 1,000 resources right now. I should have tower rushed this before. Oh no, I didn't. My God. He's getting yeah, there he is. Okay, we need a spearman right now. Okay, the Keshiks were a really good play from him. I think I just need to keep going on feudal. Man, I am not able to use my resources properly. I need to practice this way more. Okay, another one there. Let's hide my guys here for a second. because he has archers again, so oh, he was hiding too. Nicely done from him. Now he's castle. That is an issue. I think I wasted my opportunity and I was not producing as well as I could have. That's GG. I need to practice this build way too much. Way more. This is not yeah, that was it. There was no point on keep playing it. Yeah, I was floating way too many resources. I was not using my resources correctly. When I did that dive under his TC, my army should have been double the size, because look at my resources count. I had 2,000 resources. $2,000 resources on that engagement. So imagine if I just spent my resources correctly. Yeah, 2K food will lose you a game. Yeah, that is correct. I was floating way too many resources. I also allowed him to take these berries. I should have went ahead with a villager and tower rushed him when I saw the second TC. Maybe a tower here and to deny both the gold and the berries. But I was way too slow on that. I think maybe, let's see the villager count. I also think I lost way too many villagers, even though I was the one doing aggression. Yeah, I lost 1, 2, 3 villagers because there were 3 villagers that for some reason were here. Did you Dark Age Barracks? No, I did not. This map is not good for Dark Age Barracks because the initial gold spawns within the TC range, so you can just defend it with the TC. So yeah, that was the issue. I think maybe no, I couldn't have survived. He had way too much military. Yeah, take a look at that. I need to practice this build way more. Okay, let's get into the replay reviews. I'm going to do something different this time. Let me share my screen. Is it still worth it against Beast to tower rush? Yes, it is. It is very, very worth. The reason why Byzantines is so good right now is because when they get to the 5th cistern level, they just get so many free resources. So many free military. So the only way you can prevent that from happening is by denying his berries. So tower rushing is the best thing you can do. That's what people do in tournaments. They just pick Mongol against Byzantines, and generally civilizations that can spearman and tower rush, like Japan, Lancaster, and yeah, it is really good to do. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to give people who are on the stream a little bit more of a chance to get picked for a review. So if you see your name here, let me know in the chat so I can, for example, if Mighty is here, for example, I can put him twice because he's on the stream, and now he has twice the chance to get picked. So Super Science here. Who else sees his name here? Only I have 15. I think I have one more that I didn't see. I think Liev just got here. Let me put Liev here. That's why we see Hippodrome now. Yeah, that is true. Okay, Liev is here too. So let's put Liev twice. Is a good bait for streaming. Yeah. I just wanna give people more of a chance to, that people that are watching, more of a chance to get picked. So yeah, I think this is a good way to do it. Yeah, that's why we see Hippodrome now. It's because they want to get the berries faster and get units out faster than normal. So yeah. Okay. Has everybody gave a link to AOE? Yeah, that is okay. Don't worry about it. Mirbena, are you here though? What is your username, Mirbena? Do you see yourself here? Messi QA? Okay. Okay, awesome. Awesome. Okay, let's spin it. I don't see any more responses, so let's go. Okay, Hollowhead got it. Yeah, Liev is already twice on the wheel, so that's good. Okay, let's see Hollowhead. 14 days ago. Delhi versus HRE on Gorge. Delhi versus HRE on Gorge. It was 14 days ago. I'll just see all the Gorge maps, but I don't see it. I think it might have reset. 14 days ago. I don't see the Delhi versus HRE Gorge. Congrats on reaching 5K. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. I don't see his Delhi versus HRE here. If I can't find it, I will just pick a random game around here, I guess. Maybe it's a submit last week. Yeah, I think so. I think it might be erased. I think it might be. Okay, I'm just going to pick a random defeat from here. A Delhi. Let's pick our Delhi defeat. Delhi against Abbasid. Let's pick this one. Delhi against Abbasid. I think this is a good matchup for Delhi because if Abbasid goes 2TC, then you can get all 3 sacred sites for free. And because you're going to have a lot of units. Yeah, I think this is an amazing matchup for Delhi actually. Because Abbasid has to stay in 1TC. Abbasid has to stay 1TC because he needs to fight the sacred sites. But let me fix the screen. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's talk about this matchup. So if they go to TC, yeah, they just die because Delhi is going to do nothing in feudal besides producing units. And if you have a lot of units, then you just break the TC and you win, and that's it. And besides that, you will be able to get both sacred sites. But the Abbasid player has an advantage here. And the advantage is that there's only 2 sacred sites on this map, and they are really close to each other, so the Abbasid only needs to defend one of them. And this, if for some reason they have a better army than the Delhi player, then they can easily defend the second one. So fighting for sacred sites here is really, really easy for the Delhi opponent. So let's see what Hollowhead does here. This is a really bad disadvantage for the Delhi player. And also this sacred site seems like it spawned a little bit closer to the Abbasid player. So yeah, let's see what he does. I think Abbasid, also the stone is really, well, not really far away. I thought this was his stone, but it is this one. Let's see what Hollowhead is going for. So just a standard play, I think, Dome of Faith. I'm probably going to go into Gazi Raiders afterwards. And Abbasid, they are going military wing, which is the correct play. They need to stay 1TC. They cannot go for 2TC. So Abbasid is playing well in the beginning. That is really good. Now let's see what Hollowhead does. So okay, he clicked all of his upgrades. He's going for a stable. That is good. And Abba is also going for a stable. So Abbasid is doing the correct response, which is staying 1TC and fighting. So I'm really curious to see how Abbasid wins against this. Let's see where his units are. Okay, his military wing is here. I think actually Abbasid could have done a little bit more damage here, because when you go Gazi stable against military wing, you really cannot kill the spears. So maybe he could have done a little bit of damage here on the woodline. But now Hollowhead just wasted a ton of HP on his first Gazi Raider, which is not ideal. But for now it seems like they are both doing what they're supposed to do, just spamming Gazi Raiders. I would like to see an archery range from Hollowhead really soon, because then how are you going to deal with the spears? And it seems like Abbasid player is going for stable spears, so just a sportsman spearman composition. And Hollowhead just lost his scout, which is not the end of the world, because he already has a stable. He can produce it from there. Okay, Hollowhead is doing some nice micro here with the Gazi Raiders, and I think he plans to heal them back. But it was really good, nice micro, but he really didn't do anything. He took a little bit of HP from one archer and one spearman. But now look at how banged up his Gazi Raiders are. I think if Abbasid player just went ahead with the rest of his army to fight the Gazi Raiders, I think he could have maybe picked off a few from here. But Hollowhead is doing the correct thing, which is just going up with his prelates to heal. That is a really good micro decision that he took there. And Avacid doesn't have any way of healing his units back. But I would like to see more archers from Hollowhead now. I think you have to run here. If you fight here against that many spears, you're going to be in trouble. Now, these Gassy Raiders should be... Yeah, there is not... I think he invested way too much in Gassy Raiders. And this is a fight that will define the rest of the game. Yeah, Hollowhead just lost, I think, 5 or 6 Gassy Raiders, which is way too much. And he didn't even get the Sacred Site. The mistake here was not going for an archery range sooner. He had way too many Gassy Raiders, and he didn't have a way to deal with the spearmen. So now I think this is going to go downhill for Hollowhead right now. What you could have been doing with your Gassy Raiders is raid. Look at how exposed his food sources are. Something that I can advise you to do on this situation is that in this map there are not many sheep, and it seems like you got a lot of sheep. So his sheep, well, actually he still has a lot of sheep too, but you need to be going around his base looking for damage with your Gassy Raiders if you think you cannot take a fight. And now I think the military from the Avacid player is way too strong. And you need way more archers. I think you have way too many on food. I think because you were worried about the Gassy Raiders consuming way too much food, but you need more wood right now for archers. And it seems like the archery range is not constantly producing. Meanwhile, Avacid here has... Okay, you did a little bit of damage here, so that is really nice. But Avacid's army is way too strong. Look at how many military production buildings he has. Of course, you have the scholar inside the things, but this only is good if you are constantly producing from the military building. So right now you're wasting a lot of military production time because you don't have enough wood. I think you need to work on the villager distribution a little bit. Let's see. Can you put caster mode? Yeah, let's do that. Avacid player knows how to spam. Yeah, that's true. His army is way bigger right now. It seems in the caster mode that it looks like Hollowhead has more, but it's actually because he has 9 prelates, 9 scholars. But if we see at the military, he only has 9 Gassies to the 11 horsemen and 14 spearmen and 9 archers. So now he tries to fight. Okay, let's pause here for a second. You have a lot of scholars here. You could have been trying to capture this one as well, and then if you have your whole army here and you try to capture both sacred sites at the same time, then your opponent has to make a decision: either fight you here with your whole army against your whole army, or split his army and contest both sacred sites. Now you're making a big mistake here, and it is you're trying to fight and the whole army of the Avacid player, but your Gassy Raiders are not there to defend your archers. So look at how many horsemen are about to destroy your archer backline. Your spearmen also don't seem to be here, only 4 of them. But yeah, I think this looks already over. You lost 2 fights in Feudal Age. I think the decisive fight was the very first one you lost, because now, as I said before, this is just going to be a snowball for the Avacid player. And this second mistake you did here is because you didn't have a scout. You didn't know where his army was, and you pushed with a whole bunch of archers without knowing where his horsemen were. So when you did that, that was just asking for the opponent to kill all your archers. So yeah, I think this is already done, because if Delhi cannot get from the feudal age with a capturing a single sacred site in the whole game, that's just done. In feudal games, spending resources is so important. Yeah, that is true. I think yeah, look at the resource distribution. So Mithric is already going for Castle Age, and his resource distribution is really well put. Meanwhile, Hollowhead is trying to get into Castle Age, but without any sacred site, so he has to actually mine gold. And getting into Castle Age right now is just GG, because you don't have enough units to defend from the Abbasid's army. So yeah, let's skip this part, because this already looks like GG. So in conclusion, you need to get archers out faster when you're when in the early game, because if the enemy is going for a lot of spearmen, and in most cases they will have a lot of spearmen, because Delhi most commonly starts with Gazi raiders. You need to have archers really fast, and you need to have a scout. I think you lost your scout and then you never remade it, so you didn't know what the Abbasid player was producing, so and where his army was. So in the second fight when you got cocked, it's because you didn't know where his horsemen were. You need to be really wary of that with a scout or your horseman. So yeah, this looks already GG. Abbasid is already in Castle Age, and he has a really big army lead. So yeah. In conclusion, I think the first fight decided the game. You lost way too many Gazis for practically nothing. I think you maybe got 1 or 2 kills on that initial engagement, and from there you just needed a scout to see where his army was. And you also have to be capturing both sacred sites at the same time, so your opponent doesn't know where to go. But because you were always fighting for the same sacred site, then yeah. What do you think about Lancaster versus Delhi? Should Lancaster do 3 manors or spamming units right away? I think you can do both. I think you should do what is most comfortable to you. But I would like, I think I'm liking the spamming units first right away more, because then you can fight. You can fight. Actually, what I would do against Delhi is I would Spearman Rush in the early game, so he cannot produce prelates as fast because he will be denied of gold. Then if he goes for Gazi Raiders, you already have a Spearman, and that gives you time to mine enough stone for 3 manors. So maybe that's a good way to do it. But I've been liking to just spam units straight away. But you need to be really micro. That's a really micro intensive way to do it. So yeah, it really depends on your playstyle. Dark Age Spearman, yeah. Okay, let's get into the next one. So that was Hollowhead. So let's get him out of there. And okay, so just as a reminder, guys, if you're on chat and you see your name here, let me know so I can put it twice. So because people who are in the stream have they have double the chance to get picked. So just let me know if you are here and you see your name so I can put it twice. I'll give you guys a few seconds to do that. Yeah, his macro, the Abbasid player's macro was really good. Okay, let's spin the wheel. Oh, that sucks. That sucks, man. How much spear in Dark Age to be impactful? I would go for 3, especially against what's it called? Delhi, because Delhi has scholars, so they can heal the villagers that are getting poked by the spearmen. So you need at least 3 spearmen to actually do something. If you make 1 or 2, it's not going to do anything. Yeah, sorry about that, Mirvena. It was close though. Would Hollowhead guys submissions be erased? Yeah, they are erased, so everybody else gets to get a chance to get picked. Let's see Opodred. You're welcome, Belno. No worries. Okay, Opodred. Let's find Opodred. Uh, 9th of September, China versus HRE in Archipelago. Okay, I am not that knowledgeable in water maps, so let's see what we can analyze from here. In Archipelago. China versus HRE. I think these are old this must have been an old replay, because I can't find this one either. The Archipelago versus China is terrible for everybody else except Knights Templar, obviously. I cannot find the replay either. Ninth of September. I think maybe there's a limit to... What date is it today? Is there a limit for date for replays or something? Because I cannot find this one either. If I cannot find it, I will just do another one at random. Oh, 2TC Enjoyer. I think there's no limit for ranked games. Maybe it was a custom game, you're right. I think it might have been a custom game. Interesting. Okay. We cannot find it, so... I mean, it should be here. Like around this time, but I don't see it. Let me see if I can find his opponent at least. It was China versus what? HRE. I think it might have been this one. Or not? Yeah, I think it's this one. Let's find the HRE player. The HRE player doesn't have it either. Interesting. How to win more. Okay, let's just go for a random replay that he lost or something. China versus Rus. Okay, let's see how he lost this one. Okay, China versus Rus. I think this one is tough for the Rus player because this is basically a match of whoever gets the most deer on Feudal Age with professional scouts wins. And this is also Carmel, which has a lot of deer, as you can see. Carmel has, I think 14 deer or 16 deer, something like that, per side of the map. So 10 here, 10 here. Let me uncrop the screen like that. So 20 on his side, 26 deer on each side of the map, or 29 if we count this one. So here it is a match of whoever gets the most deer wins. But even if Rus gets more deer than the China player, it's still really tough because China can put out so many units on the early game. Wow, this is. I think this is not the way you want to put mining camps. Because villagers are going to, if you have 5 or more villagers, they're going to have to walk more back and forth. So yeah, just next time, just try to put the mining camp where the house was and the house where the mining camp is. I think that might be a little bit better. Maybe to drop off taxes easier. Maybe that could be it. But I think it's just better to avoid idle time on the villagers. So Rus player here is going to hunting cabin, so he is going professional scouts. And let's see what Opodred does here. He should be going Imperial Academy into 4 IOs, and after he has 4 IOs, then he can go for professional scouts. That is the correct way to play China right now. Meanwhile, Golden Gate from the other side. So yeah, he's just going standard professional scouts. And Opodred is going for IOs, which is the correct way to do. Let's see how fast Rus player here gets professional scouts. Really late. So this is a 4-minute 50 or 54 professional scouts timing. That is really late. That's like 30 seconds late. So Rus player is already a little bit behind, and Opodred here, I don't know the timings, the correct timings for China professional scouts, but he is going to get it faster because he has IO. So China has an advantage here, I think, because of the military lead. He gets the bonus. Yeah, he gets the bonus, but he could have put the mining camp here. I mean, I think it's really not a big deal because he doesn't really need to mine gold with more than 2 villagers because he has 4 IO, so it really is not a big deal. Okay, so they are both going for the safe deer. Rus player is trying to be annoying here with 1 scout, but it seems like he hasn't got anything yet. So right now both players are really defensive. And Rus is going for barracks, a really late barracks by the way. And he's not producing from it. I wonder if he's going to try to steal from him. But Opodred is doing the correct thing and is to spam horsemen. I mean, I think maybe he made a mistake here, making 2 stables. You don't need 2 stables because you already have the IO supervising. You should have gotten a spearman, a barracks instead, so you can later fight against knights or horsemen, or maybe an archery range if you're worried about horse archers later. So yeah, I think 2 stables is not the correct choice here. But for now, there's not much going on. Rus is going to wall himself off. This is not... I don't think this is necessary. Because you're already really confined into your base. All you need is Spearmen to defend against the Horsemen of Opodred. But Opodred seems like he's going for a full feudal investment. Let's see. I think this is good, but you need to work on your resource distribution a little bit. Because you're floating around 1.5k resources. Well, it seems like you're going into Castle Age right now. But if you're going into Castle Age, it seems like you're a little bit indecisive here. Because if you build so many military production buildings, it's because you want to use them, right? But you are also like saving for castle. So right now these units are standing here doing nothing. While the Rus player actually doesn't have a single military unit. Let's actually put caster mode here to see that. He only has 5 spearmen and you already have 8 archers. So imagine if you went here and placed your archers here instead of them just sitting there. Where are they? Okay, seems like they're chasing the spearmen. You don't need to chase 3 spearmen with your whole army. You can just put 3 archers to chase these guys, and with the rest of your army you can poke at somewhere here, like let's say his high trade house, or maybe start poking at his walls with the horsemen or something. But right now you wasted a little bit of an opportunity here. You went into a lot of buildings, but you were not using them. The fast IO build, yeah. And also I would say you don't need so many buildings. I think against Rus, all you need is 1 stable and 1 archery range, and if you want that, if you want to produce more, then you can supervise the buildings with your IOs because you have 4 of them. So yeah, I think this is too much of an investment. Okay, knights is the correct choice, I think, here, because horse archers are not good until they are like in really big numbers, and right now he only has 3. He starts getting relics. You should be using the army you have to deny relics, by the way, which it seems like you're trying to do. You see this and you go for it. That is really nice. Rus player forgot to move the warrior monk, so that is a good pickup for you. What you can do is split your army like that. But now these archers are going to be in trouble because he has... Okay, you're putting a Barbican here, which is good. But if these archers get caught there by knights or horsemen, they are in trouble. But it seems like this is a really weird build. I've never seen this army composition before from Rus. Men at Arm horse archer is something I've never seen. That is really interesting. Now he goes to the front, but you already have a Barbican there. So yeah, just go back like that. That is perfect. And you can defend within the range of your Barbican. It seems like you should have more than enough to win here. But it doesn't seem like you're microing your army correctly. You just kind of A-clicked and let the units do their thing. What you can do next time is you can A-click with your front line if you don't have the micro for it, and then just focus on microing your archers or your horsemen, because your horsemen and your archers were hitting the men-at-arms instead of hitting the units they counter, which is the horse archers. So right now he lost a lot of men-at-arms, but his horse archer count is actually still pretty high. So what you need to focus on against Rus is to, when you fight like that, is to diminish his horse archer count as much as possible. So let's keep looking at this. This is a really good scout positioning because you can see whether he's taking the board or not. You could maybe put a few units here to start hitting the wall. Seems you're going for a raid. Okay, this might be a really good hit. Yeah, that is an awesome hit. Really nice raid from Opodred here. But let's see. I think the archers being here was a waste. You don't have to be here with the archers because the archers cannot get out. And I mean, you took 3 villagers, I think, there with your raid, but you lost like almost every knight you had, which is not ideal. You need to be... It seems like you're not investing correctly into units and your engagements are not the best. Let's actually watch this fight. Yeah, the reason you're losing these fights is because you are not microing correctly. So right now you have crossbowmen, which is fine, but they should be like back here. And let's see this fight. So a few things you can do. You can use the Barbican to target the weak units, which are the backline here, and you are in range, right? But right now the Barbican is hitting the men-at-arms, which are the tankier units. Your archers and your crossbows were also hitting, were just like A moved, so they were not hitting the correct units also because he has spearmen and men-at-arms mixed in. So I think there, you need to micromanage your army a little bit more. And because you lost so many units before with that raid, now you don't have any cavalry to deal with his backline. Right now, you shouldn't be producing knights. I think you were producing knights before. You should be producing horsemen because horsemen counter both horse archers and crossbowmen. So horsemen crossbows would have been a really nice army composition here. And maybe a few Paras guards here and there just to tank the front line. But yeah, it seems like you took way too many bad engagements before. So you lost units here, you lost units here as well when in the first engagements. And then when in the big fight, the one that will decide whoever gets the middle of the gold, you didn't have almost any army. I think because your army micro was not the best. So archers are being boarding along cavalry harass. Yeah. I mean, archers move really slowly in comparison to knights. So him bringing archers here, he could have just left his infantry to defend his middle gold. And raided with his cavalry. He could have just gotten the 3 villagers and gotten out and lose no knight whatsoever. But now he's just way too behind. But Rus is wasting a lot of horse archers though. But China player is way too behind. He's not... He's out of food actually. What you could do is make use of walls, right? Like he did. He walled really early. What you can do is wall here, do a quick wall here just to prevent horse archers from coming in, and then you have 3 berry packs and a boar available for you. But right now you are relying only on the deer packs that you took from the early game, and that is not the best way to do it. So now you're floating a lot of wood and gold, but you don't have enough wood to make units. Lost traction, yeah, he lost traction at the beginning. He was doing really well at the beginning, but he didn't produce units as best as he could. Also, the army composition is still not the best. He's still doing knights. He should be doing horsemen to deal with the backline. And again, he's just moving his army like this, and this is not the correct way to use your army. If you have archers and crossbows, you need to be constantly kiting back. He also took this fight away from his TC. Look at how far the TC is. So his TC is doing nothing actually. He's hitting men-at-arms, but if he kept kiting back with his units, maybe the backline from the Rus player would have been here instead, and then you can target the backline with the TC. So I think your problem in this game was the army micro. You took way too many bad engagements, and that's why the Rus army is so much stronger. So yeah, I think this game is already done, so I hope that helped. Okay, let's get into the next one. Okay, so that was Opetred's match. Let's spin the wheel again. Sitzkrieg. I love how we have like double names now, but none of the people that have double names are being picked. Sitzkrieg says 7th of September, Rocky River, Mali versus Delhi. There's two Sitzkriegs. Mali versus Delhi. Okay, so it is this one. 42 minutes, holy shit. I know I was in a lead in the late feudal early castle, but I didn't manage to do enough damage. Okay. Mali versus Delhi. This is an interesting matchup. I think Delhi is favored here. I am really not sure. This is a tough matchup for Delhi, I think, because he's going to have to defend his pit mines really effectively. So in this case, I don't think he can put up house here. Finally, a requested game. Yeah, you're true about that. I don't think he can put up a house here, so he got a little bit cock blocked by the spawn. But let's see. Interesting scouting pattern. I would advise you to always go through the middle, like your opponent is doing here. But actually, your opponent just AFK'd there for a second, so that's fine. I would advise you to go through the middle, because if then you go through the middle and you find your scout, the enemy scout, then you can do something about it. But right now your scout is running behind your enemy scout, so you're actually losing a lot of sheep because of that. So yeah, that is why I will always advise to go through the middle in this map. Pick the screen. I always forget. Sorry about that. Okay, he didn't get cock blocked by the spawn, so that's fine for him. And in this matchup, I think you have to stay one pit mine, because if you do not, then you don't have enough units to deal with the Delhi player. Donso jab throwers also feels like a really good composition here. So let's see how this plays out. Delhi in feudal have good map control. Yeah, I mean, if he goes for second pit mine, he's going to be in trouble, because the Delhi is going to have more units, and he's just going to be able to take sacred sites and kill the second pit mine at the same time. And he also has a really far away pit mine. In comparison to the Delhi player who has a back gold, his second gold is really far away. Hey Sindra, thanks for that follow, man. He's gonna get cooked, yeah. 3 scouts from the Delhi player, that is interesting. So it seems like he's going for professional scouts first. Or not? He went for 3 scouts, that is really interesting. Okay, our Sitzkrieg actually didn't get any sheep. Look at all the sheep that Delhi player had. Holy shit. Let me put caster mode to see how many villagers did Delhi player lose. I think he did two scouts from the TC. but he's actually not that far behind. I think maybe there was some idle time going on. But yeah, I think Mali player is in trouble. And I think it was mainly because of the scouting pattern. I don't think the scouting pattern is good. He just banned scouts, yeah. He really did. Okay, Donsos to defend the pit mine. And now you have to produce... You're double producing cows to cow boom, but I don't think this is the play because now you're giving time for Delhi to get his army back up. That is really interesting. Okay, he is 2 villagers behind, so the Delhi, so he didn't get all of this sheep for free. But I think going for cow boom, maybe he needs it because he didn't get any sheep, but you can also start eating cows. But I'm worried that the Delhi player is going to have way too much time to get the sacred sites. So let's see. Delhi's really is taking his sweet time to get the Delhi, the sacred site. I think he could have captured all 3 by now. Yeah, he's been forced to go cows, that is true. But he can also start eating cows. And right now Delhi's not doing anything with his army. So Delhi's really... I mean, he got a lot of sheep, but he's really behind on the army and sacred site department. Let's see how this plays out. Archery range, barracks, okay. This wall, I don't know about this. I think this is a waste of resources and time. I think instead of doing this, you could do a tower. And it seems like you don't have enough army. I think you are... Let's see your resources. You're struggling a lot to make army, and I think it's because you made the cow boom way too early. I think this is a problem. Delhi has no army. He has double the army. He has 6 prelates, but I mean, if you take the Malian army right now and the Delhi army and you put them to fight together for a sacred site, the Delhi army should win. So the issue with going cow boom so fast is that now Delhi has all 3 sacred sites and he has more army than you. So this is what I was worried about. You need to stay 1 pit mine. If you run out of food, just take berries or something and eat the cows instead of just producing them non-stop. But now you're going to have an issue because you're allowing Delhi to get all the gold in the world. And also you don't have an army that can defend your 2nd pit mine. So this is a problem, and you also had to go really far away. I mean, you can get your berries in your base instead of this one, but the only player is not... This is really, really lucky from the Malian player right now. He could be losing thousands of villagers right now, but the Delhi is not looking around his base. By the way, something else you can do, I mean, he's exposing his archers really nicely here. Something you can do is take your javelineers and start poking at his archer backline, instead of just having them stand around doing nothing. Okay, it seems like you're doing it right now, but you wasted a lot of your donsos instead of kiting back. But it seems it's still like a really good fight for you. All you need to do is micro your donsos correctly to kill the Delhi, the Gathi Raiders. But yeah, now you're suffering because you're really behind on army. This is the issue with going full cow boom so early. So you went full cow boom and 2 pit mines way too early. And you didn't have an army that could defend you from the Delhi army. You're really lucky that he didn't see this. Did this go for 40 minutes? I have the same question too. Yeah, it seems like this is already an extremely good position for Delhi. And he already is also ahead on villagers, even though he started with three scouts. He still has sheep under his base, by the way. You're going up with Fulani though, which is good. But I mean, it really doesn't matter if you have a full cow boom with Fulani if you are getting pressured like this, because then you don't have, then you will not have I mean, Delhi will soon be able to get to castle as well. Look at the gold of the Delhi player. That is actually insane. Yeah, this is amazing that he's not seeing this, the Delhi player. Really interesting. Yeah, he's just on the cusp of seeing it. And he does see it right now. So now Malian is in trouble. Really in trouble. So yeah, I think your issue here... Okay, this is already GG. You may be in castle with full cow boom, but losing that many villagers is really tough. I mean, you still have a chance. You still have a chance. But you need to do something about the sacred sites. So something I can advise you to do is to take just one Donso and start fighting for the sacred sites that are on the sides of the map, and he will have to divide his attention in order to recapture his two sacred sites. But right now it looks like you're moving your army like a whole unit, like you're only using the select all army, and that is the problem. You need to start thinking about dividing your army in order to win. He actually almost won by sacred victory, which is really interesting. I think he could have fought this, or maybe not, because Siegfried is in Castle Age and he already has his army. But yeah, you need to fight for the other ones with at least one Donso. Just take two Donsos, put them here, and then you're done. And but it doesn't seem like Siegfried is thinking about that. Let's see his transition. He has let's see, 4 stables, and he's making Sofa, which is good. Sofa are really good against Delhi, but you need to use them to raid. Look at all the villagers that Delhi has exposed right now. His sheep ran out, and it seems like he's going for a castle. Yeah, you need to be using your army to do something. Like, they're standing here doing nothing, especially the Sofa. You need to be using them to go around the map looking for stuff. Look at all the villagers you could have been raiding right now with your Sofa. Seems like you're trying to do it now, but you're going into the base, and there's nothing in his base because his food already ran out. At this point in the game, you need to be looking for outer food sources. You might get a good raid here. Let's see. Only one villager. But this is good. You're at least making the Delhi player think about something. And the issue here is elephant. So how do you deal with elephants as a Malian? You need to have a lot more Donsos. And you need to stop producing jab throwers, because jab throwers at this stage of the game, they are not the best. I think I would go for poison archers, because poison archers can deal with archers, crossbows, and they also deal true damage against the war elephants if there's nothing else to target. So I think I would do Sofa, poison archer, and a bunch of Donsos. But 12 Donsos is not enough. So these elephants are going to be a problem. Yeah, you don't want to fight this. You don't want to fight this. You want to run right now. This is not a fight you want to fight. And also, it seems like you had the issue that the previous previous opponent person had. Well, actually you kill all three, but you lost all your front line doing it. And all of these archers are going to be able to kill your Javelineers. So look at the military right now. So what you did there was just a move. You needed to take your Donsos and went around the war elephants so they can target the backline. But it seems like you only A-moved all your army and hoped for the best. So that is not the way you want to approach these fights. Also, Donsos are standing here. I don't like seeing cavalry just standing around doing nothing because you could have been doing so much with it. Look at all the villagers that he has unprotected. Here. But right now your Donsos are just standing there doing nothing. It seems like you're just waiting for him to get a really big army and end the game. But standing in your base is not the way. Okay, your income is looking pretty good, but so is the Delhi's player. Okay, Delhi just lost all of his knights, which is good for you. But you need to be doing something with your army. Yeah, I think the best advice I can give you is if you're trying to... Also, there's no reason to attack here. You could be attacking the sides. He already has a castle here, but you're attacking into a castle with an inferior army. Also, look at that choke point. You need to work on your military micro because you went into a choke point and lost all of your front line. You could have just taken your front line and went around the choke point so you can surround the archers, but instead you went into a castle and tried to win against a bunch of archers like that, and that is not going to work. So yeah, I don't think you were ahead in any point of the game. Not in the feudal and not in the castle age. Because in the feudal age you allowed Delhi player to take all 3 sacred sites. It took you a long while to take the second pit mine. Even though I told you not to do it. And the reason I told you not to do it is because you need more units. You don't need gold. You need units. So you can fight the Delhi army and you can fight the sacred sites. So yeah, I don't think you were ahead in any point of the game. Also, you are not using the sofas correctly. You need, when you play against Delhi, you need to take into account that war elephants, yes, they are really good and they are really tanky, but they are really slow. Look at this movement speed. So what you need to do against Delhi is just make a bunch of cavalry and start raiding around the base. So his army is not able to defend everywhere because his army is really slow. So having Sofa just standing there in the middle of the map, in the middle of your base doing nothing, is not the way to go. 5k gold, yeah, look at that. Yeah, this is not a fight you can win. You need a lot more archers as well. You have 14 archers and 17 Donsos. Yeah, this is not looking good. Okay, I'll just speed it up because this already looks like it's Seeds Creek waiting to get crushed. But yeah, just to summarize, when you're against Delhi, you need to fight. You need to fight in feudal. Don't go for a full cow bomb like you did right here. You need to make units and you need to fight. And if you allowed Delhi to have sacred sites, all 3 sacred sites for around 8 minutes. And that is just a death sentence. You need to fight for sacred site. Yeah, this is just Delhi showing off his elephants. This is going to be destruction. Well, actually, Delhi managed to lose all of the elephants. That is amazing, man. Holy shit. But yeah, it is just way too much. Elephants are... He's not even microing them, and he's still winning the fights. Delhi was sitting and getting every single tech, yeah. So yeah, I hope that helped, man. Try to fight the Delhi in feudal. And if you have sofas, use them to raid. You allowed him to go all over the map, taking all of these free resources, while you have like 20 sofas to raid, and all you did was one raid and killing one villager. So if you have sofas, you need to use them. You need to use them to raid, and you can maintain your infantry at your base to defend, and while your cavalry is raiding. Delhi became Mali. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Okay, let's get into the next one. Okay, that was Sitzkrieg, so let's remove him from the wheel. Holy shit. Liev. Hey Grim. Yeah, he's double because he's in the chat. So what I'm doing here is that people are on the chat. They get to have their name twice. So let's get into the Liev replay. Let's see, which one is it? Team coordination. It's probably us getting stumped. We'll see. Yo soy el Maxic. Ok. Ya te pongo 2 veces. Okay, cool. Relic River. It was a 3 versus 3 7 days ago. Okay. Maybe this one? Yeah, I think it is this one. Okay, so it is Isan Green playing KT, Liev playing French, and I guess this is a random player playing House of Lancaster. This looks like a really nice matchup. You have an Archer Civilization. The Colombia team, yeah. This seems like a really balanced matchup. So it is a Knight Civ, a Boom Civ, and an Archer Civ against a Knight Civ, a Boom Civ, and an Archer Civ. This is really good. Unless Japanese decides to go fast castle or something. So we will see what happens. But what I would say is, if I was you guys, I would go full aggro on fuel with both French and KT. KT can go full archers and French can go full knights. Meanwhile, the Lancaster player is manor booming in the back. And this is good because Lancaster actually is on the front, which means he can place his Lancaster castle here or something, or maybe here to protect the deer and the gold. And now you're really well protected. Lancaster was the random. Okay, perfect. I mean, still, if he's random, I think you can just type in chat and say something like, for example, just go for Manor Boom. Go for Manor Boom, Lancaster. And meanwhile, you two can do full-on feudal aggression. And yeah, that's it. Although, let's see. Oh, I can do caster mode here. Okay. Okay, you two guys decide to share the gold. I don't know if I like this because a French player is going to need a ton of gold. It was an accident. Yeah, it happens. It happens. So yeah, I mean it's still kind of fine because if you put a tower here, then you defend both players' golds. So yeah, it's not the end of the world. So let's see what they are going for. Okay, Grim is going for the wheelbarrow. That is a nice pickup. That is an excellent pickup, especially for the French player because French is going to need all of these sheep. So let's see if you have a scout. Yeah, you're going for those sheep. So that is an amazing pickup, and you're going for the Marine Lord build, I guess, which is really good for this map. And KT is going for 2TC. Okay. Now, here's an issue. If you're going for 2TC, you're going for 2TC, right? Yeah, I think so. You're going to give time for... Because there's two of you that are going boom, right? The Lancaster player is also going to boom. He did place the Lancaster castle in a... I would have preferred it to be here. Because here you also protect the gold, but he decides to go for this spot, which is not bad either, I think. So here's the issue. You have two boom players. You have the Lancaster player and the KT player now. I thought you were going for archers. And now the only player that is going for feudal aggression is Grim with feudal age horsemen. But they have two feudal age civilizations. The French and the Japanese player seems like he's going for feudal aggression as well. So French is not going to be able to deal with both the opposite French and the Japanese player. So I am guessing. Well, actually, is this economic wing? Yeah, this is eco wing. So Abbasid is going to have a really good time getting multiple TCs up because he's not going to have to worry about knights. Your knights are going to be surely occupied with both the Japanese and the opposite French knights. So let's see how this plays off. After this CC, you need to start making a lot of archers. A lot of archers. So let's see. Lancaster is going for boom. I don't like this boom like this. I think this is not a good idea because if they decide to attack, the manors are really on the front. So let's see what happens. Okay, this is a suggestion for you, Grim. If you are playing French against another French player, you need to be looking at where his knights are. So before he finished constructing the School of Cavalry, you needed to have your scout here. And the reason for that, or you or somebody else, it really doesn't matter. But whenever you are going against a French player, you need to have your scout here so you can know where the knight is coming. Liev is French. Oh, Grim is... Oh yeah, that's right. Liev is French. Okay, this is a tip for you, Liev. You need to know where the first knight is going because right now, okay, it seems like you saw it, but I see really commonly in team games that the first knight gets a lot of kills because people don't know where it went initially. But because this one is the random player, I'm guessing that he's not seeing all of this attack happening. Where are your knights, by the way? Your knights should be defending these knights. It seems like you're looking for... Where are you? Okay, yeah. Okay, perfect. So you're defending the Lancaster player, which is the correct play to do. That is amazing. But soon you're going to. This is the issue that I was talking about, because you have two boom players. This army is going to be much stronger than Liev's army. So instead of going to TC, I would have advised Grim to go into archers right away, because now Liev is going to have an issue defending all of this. Double market, holy shit, this random player is really greedy. Holy shit. Really greedy. And this is this is the problem. Like the random player is going super mega greedy. Grim is also going super mega greedy because he went 2 TC into 2 pilgrims, and now it's only Liev trying to defend against 2 armies. And it's 8 minutes 30 into the game, also 9 minutes. And the random player still doesn't have any units, I think. And Grim also, I think, doesn't have any units. He's just now building archery ranges. So yeah, I think you're going to have an issue at this spot at some point in the game. They could have, I mean, you're really lucky right now, because they could have been attacking this spot like 2 minutes ago, and they didn't go for it. So you guys are actually really lucky that that they're taking their sweet time to attack. And actually the Abbasid player is also going for aggro. He was not going for 2 TC. So yeah, if you guys don't produce any units like right now, this spot is going to be dead. Yeah, and this market, it doesn't matter, because yeah, like how are the traders going to get past this point? So yeah, I think you made a mistake, Grim, by going to TC when you had a Lancaster player, because the Lancaster player was going to go for boom. Or at least you could ask him, right? Like you could just type in chat and ask him what he's going to do. And if he's going for boom, you cannot go boom yourselves, because then you leave one of your the French player to try and defend by himself, Liev. So yeah, I think this was just a coordination issue. And KT is really good with French, because KT is a really good archer civ. So yeah, you're producing archers right now, but this is, I think, too late. Right now, the Manor player is pretty much inexistent, because he doesn't have any. Yeah, he has 5 units, and he only has. He went into trade with 6 manors, with 5 manors. He doesn't even have the 6th one. So yeah, I don't think this Lancaster player is very well aware of what he had to do. Okay, it seems like you're... And you also went into Castle Age. I didn't see that, Grim. Okay. It was really greedy from you guys. Okay, it doesn't matter. So now that you are in Castle Age... you need to be making heavy spearmen like crazy. But you went with the crossbow landmark. I always advise you to go into the heavy spearman one, because the crossbows are way too expensive. Like if you want crossbows, you can just make the regular crossbows instead. But look at how slow they produce and how expensive they are. So I would advise you to instead go for the heavy spearman landmark, and that way, because they are all in feudal, you can deal with knights and you can deal with everything else, because they don't have crossbows in feudal. So heavy spearman in this case would have been really awesome for you. Yeah, Liev is going for 2 TC. I don't think you want to go 2 TC right now. You want to have as many knights as you can. And by the way, because they are taking so much, what you can do with your knights in the meantime is just place them here, and that way they have to defend. You can kill the units that are running towards the rally point, and they have to go back and defend the knights. So yeah, you guys went way too greedy, way too greedy. I can already see this feudal army just breaking absolutely everything. So right now you don't need to fight. You don't need to fight. You need to just go back and try to wait for Grim's units to get here. But right now you're trying to fight and yourself against 3 armies. So just go back at this point. You don't need to fight the spearmen and wait for Grim's units to get here. That was actually not a bad fight for you. It went way better than I thought it would for you guys. Because the enemy team also, it seems like they didn't coordinate properly, and you actually managed to survive. But now you need to save the knights. Another thing you can do, Grim, is that if you're in Castle Age, you can produce a few monks to help heal the knight. I was trying to get everything except spears. It seems like you canceled the second TC, by the way. Okay, now it's up to Grim to defend you guys, but I don't think this is the best composition you could have had. When you're fighting against feudal army, you need to have armored units, and right now you only have crossbows, spears, and archers. If you added in a few men-at-arms to this army, then you can pretty much kill everything by yourself. Now random player is up, but he's out of the game right now because he went way too greedy. I think they lost. Okay, let's see this. Somehow Grim's army is on the right side, and the enemy army is on the left side. So I think you jumped the gun way too early, and there is an issue here with Grim's units. Grim's units, they are mostly crossbows, so they should be targeting the knights, but instead they are targeting the spearmen for some reason. You don't have to be targeting the spearmen because the enemy units has a lot of knights. Like once the knights are gone, then you can kite the spearmen and kill them really easily. It seems like you still had a really nice fight here. I don't. How did you guys lose this game? It seems really nice for you. This was a loss, or was this a win? Oh, this is a win. Okay, I thought you guys lost this. I thought you guys lost this. I was like, how the fuck did you guys lose this game? So yeah, this is really nice for you. This already looks like you won. To me, here it is already a win for you guys because the enemy players just got to Castle Age, and they allowed you to boom like crazy, and the random is also booming like crazy. So this is already a win for you guys. So yeah, if you guys wanna, you guys mentioned that you wanted team coordination, right? Yeah, team coordination. So you need to talk before entering the game. Like, see what your composition is. You had a Lancaster player, which is most probably going to go for boom. If you don't know what he's going to go for, just ask him in the chat. Ask him in the chat, and that way you will know for sure. And if you have one boom, the way I like to play 3v3s is by always having at least two aggro players and on a maximum of one boom player. So you can do 2 aggro and 1 boom, or 3 aggro. So in this case, your opponents did 3 aggro against 2 boom and 1 aggro. So they fucked it up a lot because they allowed you to boom in the back of your base And there was a time here where it was only Liev with 6 knights or something like that, and they had like an army of 30 units. So and they still didn't attack for some reason. If they attacked way earlier, you guys would have been completely dead. But they allowed you to boom, and this is why they're losing in this case. But yeah, right now... Okay, something else you can be doing. You have knights, right? Knights, the reason why knights are so good in team games is because the map is so big. And you can go around looking for damage. But right now, you are way too focused on this spot. Liev, if you have cavalry, you can leave the 2 infantry civilizations, which is Lancaster and KT, to poke at the front, and then you can go around the enemy base looking for damage. Look at all of these villagers that are here unprotected. They don't even have towers to defend themselves. So you don't have to be here. You can tell your teammates, I'm going to raid, and then you just take your knights and start doing damage. Because at this point in the game, 20 minutes, you need to know that the enemy players are probably going to be on outer resources like this. He even has a TC here on the big gold. You can raid this really easily with 10 knights. I remember when we went for the China #1 team, 2 Chinas, 2 sushis. Yeah, that that seems really interesting. Won't they lose their army without mid shield? Yes, but I mean that's why you have to coordinate, right? And that's why I told you that it was better to go for a heavy spearman, because then you can do a heavy spearman and a regular crossbow composition, and then Grim will have his own mid shield. And if the Lancaster player is also doing the same, he has men at arms and veteran geoman, so they will have their own mid shield if they coordinate with you. So what you can say is, yeah, I'm going for raids, and then Grim can switch into men at arms and crossbows, and that way they won't die. This was a really nice pickup, by the way, but he didn't react in time. But imagine, I mean, another thing you can do is just split your army. Like if you go around the base with just 4 knights, look at all the damage that you could have been doing. So you can have 2 control groups. One control group for your main knights here, and a second control group for your raiding knights. It seems like Grim is already doing that with his knights. He has units here and units there raiding, so that is really nice from Grim. He's already on Imperial. Holy shit. Yeah, you guys already won this game. What you can do, yeah, look at that. 30 Shlashta cavalry, which is just GG in my opinion. You can just move here and kill all of the French's units. Yeah, look at how strong the Shlashta are. That is fucking crazy. So yeah, you lost in the front, but it doesn't really matter because all of this cavalry is going to take care of the bases. Yeah, Grim is way too ahead. Grim is way too ahead right now. There's nothing you can do against this Shlashta army. The enemy opponents were way too slow to attack. This is why they are losing right now. They were way too slow. Yeah, imagine this is going to get raided for sure. Look at that. And he knows he's running because he knows he sees them coming. Then he goes back. Yeah, nice one. Yeah, he managed to get the barrack chariot and they just surrender. So yeah, I think a few pointers for this game. Now that we're about to end, you need to talk with the random player. Ask him what he's going to do. If he says that he's just going to boom, You cannot go both of you boom as well, right? You need to go feudal age units because otherwise you cannot defend against the enemy. And if the enemy decides to go for boom, then you can just use your units to attack. The random player says noob and disconnects as soon as the game ended. Holy shit. That random was OP as fuck. Okay, I hope that helped you guys. Give me 1 second to go for water and I'll be right back. Okay. Okay, 1 second. Okay. My random tells me I'm making knights, go to DC, then I go to DC and I see that he has 2 knights. That's why I'm not I don't like playing with randoms, man. Yeah, that's really true. Okay, let's see. Mighty. I think Mighty's in chat, or he's almost always in chat, but I don't see him right now. Oh god, I think I've casted him before, I don't remember. There's so many Mighties. I think it was this one. Time to change name to Mighty. Where is it? Mighty. 7th of September, Japanese versus Ayubids on Gorge. 7th of September. Oh god. I think it might be this one. Oh, it is! Holy shit. Really nice. Okay. Seventh of September. Okay. I believe this is a loss that many players can relate to. A poor opening led to series of subsequent defeats. What strategies should I consider to regain stability in a game like this? Okay, perfect. Let's take a look. Let's actually pause this for a second. I need to fix the screen. There we go. And I saw a notification, but I don't know what it was. Let me check what it was. Just 1 second. It was a follow by Bateman. Thank you for that follow, man. I appreciate that. Regain is really tough problem. I feel the same. Okay, let's see. He goes against Lord Fiddlesticks. Okay, against Ayubid. This is really interesting. So Ayubid is a temple-based civilization. Let's see, what can you do here? There are a couple of things that you can do here. I feel like going for feudal aggression against Ayubid is really, really good. And you already have a build in the channel for Japanese that you can use for feudal aggression. And Ayubid Ayuvitz is a really gold dependent civilization. If they don't have gold, they cannot produce Desert Raiders, Camel Lancers, they cannot produce Dervishes. This is a mistake from the Ayuvit player, by the way. He's wasting time on scouting. Look at all the scouting that Mighty is doing. And by the way, when you're this far out and you went that way, you can always just go. You could have scouted the whole map, right? Because now Lord Fiddlesticks is going to scout all of this side, and when he gets back, he will also get the sheep from this side. So I think you should have gone into this side as well. So yeah, let's see what you're going for. A little trick you can do, by the way, with the sheep is just click them a little bit closer to your TC, so your villagers don't have to walk back and forth. So yeah, something to note. And it seems like you're going for a fast castle, and this is fine, but I think against Ayuvitz it's better to go for feudal aggression, especially with Yumis, because he's going dervishes, and dervishes. Barak would be perfect in this map. Yeah, but a Dark Age Barak's Rush would also be awesome. And against Ayuvitz is really good because they need a lot of gold. So denying gold early would be really, really good against Ayuvitz. And the reason why I say going for feudal aggression is good is because you're going to have Yumis, and Yumis are really good against dervishes. It seems like the opponent is going for dervishes and Desert Raiders, so this is kind of the build that I have on the channel. Desert Raider spam with dervishes, and you need to defend against this. You are going for archery range now, but you're floating way too much gold. If you go for archers, look at all the gold you're floating. You need to work on your villager distribution. All of these guys should be on wood right now. But archers is the correct response. That is really good. He goes for horsemen instead of... okay, so he might have seen your archers, and he goes for horsemen instead. So you need a tower. You need a tower right now, like yesterday. Because otherwise you're not going to get into Castle Age. So towers and Yumis are good for defending. Okay, nice reaction. But what are you going to do now? Because now you cannot build a tower. I think you went way too greedy. You thought you could defend. Okay, you can still defend with Spearman. That's really good. But I wonder why you have 5 on gold actually. Because you need a lot of Vortex. Hey, thank you for that raid, man. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. So okay. You need to stay on the... You should have gotten a tower here. So... Yeah, gracias Vortex. Muchísimas gracias por ese raid, amigo. Muchísimas gracias. So yeah, we are doing free replay reviews right now. We have a form in the bottom side of the Twitch. So you can fill the form and you can get to participate on the free replay review. So yeah. ¿Streameas en inglés o en español? En ambas. O sea, si me escriben en español, les respondo en español, y si me escriben en inglés, en inglés. Pero principalmente en inglés. So yeah. We're currently looking at a gameplay review from Mighty, which is a gold player that needs help with taking small advantages in the early game and turning them into big advantages later. So right now Mighty is having an issue because he's not distributing his villagers correctly. He tried to go into a fast castle, but now he's getting pressured by camel desert raiders and horsemen, and he needs a tower here right now, because even though Mighty is making units right now, he's not going to be able to defend all of these units. Maybe with spearmen and archers, but it seems like he tried to do a raid and he lost all his units. So there, because he didn't have a tower here, now he's losing villagers, even though he has spearmen to defend. When the Desert Raiders get here, these spearmen are going to get kited to death. And now, because the dervishes are here, they can also heal the horsemen. So Lord Fiddlesticks is making a lot of damage just because Mighty doesn't have a tower here. So if you're trying to go into Palace Castle, you cannot be greedy. You have to have a tower in your gold. But anyways, it does seem like it gets to Castle Age, but the problem now is that you are not going to be able to access gold. So even though you're aging up, you're not going to have gold to upgrade your units, or to get mounted samurai out, or to get anything really. So not having towers here really fucked him up. He has wood for it too. Yeah, he does have wood, but he's not doing it for some reason. So yeah, that is a really crucial mistake. And he does put a tower here to defend his deer pack, but not on his gold. So yeah, you need to be careful with that. And now I think you're going to lose all of these guys. Maybe not. Okay, he decides to let them live. But right now, I think okay, Ayubid player is going up with growth, and because he has 2 dervishes from the feudal age, he's going to be able to grab every single relic on the map. So really bad situation right now. And still no gold. He's on Castle Age, but he's floating so much food. And I think Ayubid can now he can do these raids, even if he loses a lot of units. He can do this because he has all the map control. But actually you went for a raid. But I mean, he already has a lot of horsemen and desert raiders, right? So all of these guys are going to die. Well, his raid is just going to live. Yeah, you just lose all of the units, and you didn't kill a single villager, I think. Maybe 1 or 2. And look at the villager difference. Fiddlesticks is already 14 villagers ahead. And all because he didn't build a tower. He does it now, but I think it's too late. Hey Grim, thank you for that subscription. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you. Holy shit. I think these guys are going to get fucked right now in the ass. Let's see if he sees it. Okay, Fiddlesticks does not see it, so very lucky from Mighty here. By the way, when you're building walls like this, you need to have your army with you, because things like this can happen, especially if you already know that he has horsemen to raid. When you have villagers alone like this, building walls, you need to have a spearman protecting, or any kind of unit. So, okay, let's see. Now you're going for a second TC, which is, I think, good because you lost so many units. But, I mean, I think the Ayubid player is now wasting his lead. He had a really good lead, but he doesn't have the army to keep attacking. So this, even though it looked really bad for Mighty here, I think it's starting to look not so bad. If he can manage to get back into the game in villager count with this second TC, then it's going to be a really good game for Mighty here. And I think both players are scared of raids right now. This is why Ayubid player is not moving his rest of his army. But these raids with archers I don't like, because you're fighting against horsemen. So imagine imagine if these horsemen crossed paths with the archers, then you would have had a problem, because then you would have lost every single archer. So going like this to raid with archers when you know that your opponent has 20 horsemen going around, yeah, it's really risky. It looks like it's going to be worth for you for a few kills here, but I think all of these archers are going to die. In the meantime, you also get raided, but your spearmen were there to defend, I think. But you did lose a lot of units. And now let's see how this fight plays off. He also has the reinforcement, so now these archers are probably all dead. So you had a lead and you wasted it once again by raiding with archers. You cannot raid with archers when you know there's horsemen going around. So yeah, let's see. Daimyo Manor. You still have a second TC, so you have a chance to get back into the game. You still have a chance even after all of that. But I think why is Ayurved player is way too ahead. Spearman Archer. Where are your spearmen? You knew he was going for this, right? But your spearmen are not there to defend. They are on the other side. So your army movement also needs a little bit of work. Because you saw that he was breaking this wall, but your spearmen were not on this side to defend. You were lucky because he didn't find your villagers. But he could have killed these four, right, that were running around. But now you will have an issue because he's going to get all the sacred sites. And if you don't come out, that will be a problem for you. Okay, more archers. I think I would have gone for... Well, actually, Yumis and Spearmen are fine. But you need a few... samurai to tank. Well, actually no, because he has a lot of crossbows, so I think just Spearman Archer is fine. But a few horsemen to deal with the mangonels would be fine too. Okay, here is an issue. You know that he has a better army, so and your TC is here. The way you place your army to defend is not correct. So right now you're engaging into his army, even though he's the one attacking. If he's the one attacking, you can place your army back here, protected with with the TC range. And if you do that, what will happen is that you keep gaining time for your army to get bigger and bigger. And his army, if he wants to replenish his army, he has to rally all the way across the map. So right now you're attacking into his army for no reason at all, and you're going to lose all of your units here. And if you lose all of your units, then there's nothing between his army and your buildings, right? So yeah, that's just GG right there. So a couple of pointers that I can give you. Do not raid with the archers if you know there are horsemen in the map. You made like 3 or 4 raids with Yumi archers that ended up getting like 1 or 2 kills, and you lost like 50 archers because of it. So doing that is not the correct way to go, I think. And the second TC was a good play, but you needed to play way more defensive. So yeah, thank you for that replay, and now let's get into the next one. Let's see. Okay guys, so there's a lot of people from Vortex stream. So just to let you know, I have a form in the bottom side of the Twitch stream. So if you fill that out, I will be able to spin a wheel with your name on it, and if you want a replay reviewed, then yeah, you can fill the form and I will be able to pick you from here. Okay, let's get into the next one. So that was Mighty, right? Let's get into the next one. Okay, Heavy Quips. I think Heavy Quips is in chat, right? Could be anyone, really. Yeah, that's true. Okay, Heavy Quip says, Ayubit versus Chinese on Carmel. Hey man, how are you doing? Okay, so you said Ayubit versus Chinese in Carmel. The game is expired? Oh, that sucks. Okay, so just, do you have another one that I can review? Dry Arabia, Lancaster versus English. Okay, let's watch that. Dry Arabia, Lancaster versus English. 1209. Lancaster versus English. I killed 8 villagers, protected my villagers, got Castle Age in good position. However, I didn't know how to snowball my advantage, so I had to just spam heavy units. My scout was worse than him, of course, but I've tried some harass and choked his outer gold resources, 0 profit. I want to know what things I can do after aging up to castle. Okay, perfect. So Lancaster against English is actually a really tough matchup for Lancaster, unless you play really aggro. So the reason why it is tough is because if English goes for 2TC and you go for Manor Boom, the English is going to have, in the long run, he's going to be able to survive enough for his economy to be really good. Oh, sorry, the screen, forgot about that. So if you go for Manor Boom, you will be really behind, because you're going to give him time to do 2TC and the White Tower, and then there's nothing you can do about his economy. And longbows are really good against Lancaster units, actually, because of the extra range and the extra damage, and they are really I think a little bit less expensive than Geoman. I'm not sure about that. It should be aggro, yeah. Okay, so if you're going aggro, I would go for the Abbey of Kings instead of the Lancaster Castle. But it seems like maybe you're going for 3 manors, and then into 3 manors into aggro, maybe. I think that is good, but I much prefer the Abbey of Kings, because the Abbey of Kings gives you 4 lords, which make your units really tanky, really tanky. If you go for 4 lords and the Hoveler spam, actually Vortex has a build on that. I also have a build on that on my channel. And if he goes for 2TC and you have 4 lords, Hovelers, and Geoman, you will be able to just kill the second TC with your units. I think I had a game at the beginning of the stream where I actually did that. So yeah, it's way more crazy. Okay, let's see. So English, as expected, is going to TC with the Abbey of Kings. This is the standard thing to do. And in the meantime, let's see. English is actually okay. It's not that bad of a timing. Second TC at 515 is pretty good. And you go 3 manors. Are you going for 6 though? That is the question. You have a lot of gold. So it seems you're going for a fast castle instead. Is this 3 manor fast castle is the question. It doesn't seem like it because you need a lot more food if you're going into fast castle. Okay, no, it's just 6 manors. Okay, I think this is already an issue. So you're giving him way too much space. It's already 6 minutes. It's already 6 minutes and you're giving him space to boom with his 2TC. So I can already see that he's going to be able to get his white tower up, and after that happens, you're not going to be able to do any damage whatsoever. Spearman. And also stable. Okay, so you are reinvesting into feudal by the looks of it with 6 manors. So I don't know if I like this because it's too slow. It's way too slow. Also, by the way, you can do a small wall here so you can prevent him from going around your base like that. But yeah, I think this is too slow because you need to know that English, when he goes for 2TC without any units, he will be able to get to castle at around 10 minutes, something like that. And it does look like if you're going to attack at 9 minutes when he's already building his white tower, then yeah, I think these two things were a little bit of a waste. This is too slow. I think 3 manors was enough, and then you go into units to kill him. But this is too slow, and you also don't have the. Okay, the Demi Lancers actually get a really good hit. He was really greedy with this white tower, and they even get out alive. Some of them, yeah, they do get alive. So, okay, you got 6 kills, but I mean he's still ahead, and he's now in Castle Age. You're nowhere. Okay, you're almost there, but he's in Castle Age. He will get the relics, and he's still ahead in workers. Like it was 8 builds down, yeah, but he's 2TC. He can replenish that really easily. And now, what do you do with your advantage? You're going into White Tower. Okay, let's see if you save your villagers. Really nice defense, but I still fear for your safety because he's going to get a lot of relics. And this white tower, I mean, what does it defend, right? It does. I don't think this is a good place for a white tower because it defends the berries, maybe this stone. It really doesn't defend this. It doesn't defend this either. And it doesn't defend the other gold. Like it defends it a little bit, but not that much. If he puts a few longbows here, then there's nothing you can do about it. So I don't think I like this white tower positioning. I think you could have gone into the white tower probably a little bit more in the middle because he doesn't have any units. So if you put the white tower, let's say here, you defend the big gold and you defend the deer as well. But here I don't think it's doing anything. You could also wall here so he cannot raid you from behind. And once because you did this wall, you could also have done another wall here. But now, look, this is what I mean. Like, even though you did a really nice raid on his white tower, he's still ahead by almost 15, almost 20 villagers. And by the way, it seems like you want to attack into his white tower. You don't need to do that because look at all of the villagers that are unprotected here. His white tower is actually not the best in my opinion because all his economy is on this side. So if you take your knights and your demi lancers and you start poking at this, Like, even if he garrisons, there's nothing else he can do to prevent that. And you're attacking the white tower, and you really don't need to do that. You gave him way too much time, I think. Yeah, you gave him way too much time. He's 21 villagers ahead. He has farms, so he doesn't have to go on outer resources. You do, like this. And your units are here attacking a white tower that is protecting only the gold. So, like, if, for example, if you wanted to do something about this gold, you could just place a few geomen here and attack, and that's it. Or maybe you could use the trebuchet to kill his military production buildings, his second TC, and his farms, like this. But look at all of these units that are unprotected right now. So yeah, I think your transition to castle could have been knights and demi-lancers to raid, and then spearmen, geomen, and what's it called, and men-at-arms to protect the front. I thought it's hard to raid between TC. I mean, yes, but you have knights, and knights have a lot of ranged armor. So these TCs are actually not going to do that much damage to you. And even then, like, if you see his units coming to defend, then you just go back, and that's it. But right now you're focusing on the hardest part of the map to attack, which is the white tower. And yeah, I don't think this is the play. And now your own white tower is here, and your villagers are really unprotected. He could be raiding too as well. It seems like he's going to do that right now. Yeah, he's about to do what you're supposed to be doing, or he's going to position him between him here. Did he get a nice raid? Yeah, he did. And this is because you didn't have the white tower in the correct position. He did lose a lot of knights for it, but I mean, you're losing villagers on 1 TC, and he's on 2 TCs. So look at the villager difference now. This is why English 2TC is actually really good against Boom Lancaster. So yeah. I actually saw a game from Vortex where this exact same thing happened. He won 6 manors into Castle Age against 2TC Castle Age from I guess it was against Louis, I think, and the same thing happened. He had to make trebuchets to kill the white tower, but then his army was not strong enough to deal with the English army. Well, actually, it seems like you're having pretty good trades, but not enough. Okay, your units. Okay, that was really important. Your units went AFK there for quite a while. So, but still, his army was way too big anyways. And even, let's say even if you killed all his units, you still cannot do anything about this. This is why a Lancaster against English needs to be played with aggression early. Because if English gets to this point, there's nothing you can do. Their units are pretty good against yours, and even if you kill his whole army, look at his economy. He's going to be able to replenish all of that really easily. While you are on 1 TC with 60 villagers, you will not be able to replenish your army. Also, it seems like you didn't have the let's see. Yeah, you didn't have the synchronized shot ability on that fight. You need to take this. You need to take this, because imagine a sync shot on all of these archers and crossbows. That would have been really, really juicy. So yeah, this already looks like GG after that fight. But yeah, in conclusion, you need to fight in feudal. you need to fight in feudal, because if you go 6 manners like this and your aggression doesn't come early, then he's just going to have free economy, free farms. He's going to have a white tower, so you're not going to be able to attack into him. And yeah, I think you just took way too long to attack him. And once you were attacking him into a position that was pretty much invulnerable. And you could have been raiding all this time on this side, or at least take your trebuchets and kill his second TC, kill all of these buildings, instead of just attacking the white tower, which is the hardest point on the map to attack. Mayor's can't outboom 2 TC. I mean, initially, yeah, but if you give 2 TC enough time, then they will pay off, right? And you did gave him way too much time. I think these knights can kill all of those hovelers pretty easily, because these are unupgraded hovelers. Now he's going to do the same thing to you, but the problem is you don't have army now. This is what I talked about before, like, because he has so much economy, he can just A move all the game. And even if you kill his army 10 times, he's going to be able to replenish it every time. So yeah, those are my suggestions for you, man. I hope that helped. Okay, give me just 1 second. Thank you. You're welcome, man. You're welcome. Okay, I am going to do one more, and then I have to leave. So yeah, let's do one more. Juanma 01. Okay, let's look at Juanma. He says, he says 11th of September. Holy shit, that was a while ago. Byzantines against OTD. In Dry Arabia. I am not finding this one. Llevo 5 años en este juego y con suerte puedo llegar a diamante. Lo importante es que te diviertas. Pero el juego no lleva 5 años todavía. I cannot find this replay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna reset it after this stream. Yeah, this was a long while ago and I cannot seem to find it. Winning is really fun. Okay, if I cannot find it, I'm just gonna pick one at random. Let's pick another Dry Arabia. Byzantines against OTD, Dry Arabia. I done better than him, but army can do nothing. Let's see. Dry Arabia. Yeah, I cannot find it. Okay, I'm just gonna pick another one at random. Let's see, another Dry Arabia one, I guess. Let's take a look at this one. Important thing is to have fun. Yeah. Yeah. Important thing is to have fun. Hey, Functional. Thank you thank you for that follow. I appreciate that. Let's fix the screen. Let's see. Okay, so Juanma is playing Byzantines against Mongol, who is going for a really... Okay, it's not the best TC in the world, but at least he has Woodline and what's it called? And gold. So pretty nice. And in the meantime, Byzantines is going for 3 on stone. So this might be similar to the build that I put out in the channel. So pretty good. Let's see if he gets the... Okay, this is a problem. You need to work a little bit more on the build, because you cannot have that much idle time with a villager right from the start of the game. You are having way too much idle time. Yeah, look at this. You need to practice. You need to practice the build a lot, because you're having too much idle time with this guy. And having idle time at this stage of the game, where you only have like 12, 13 villagers, it's really bad. So what I would advise you to do is to mine stone for a little bit before starting to build the cisterns, and after you have a little bit of stone, then you go for the cistern building, because otherwise this is going to happen. And now you went for the aqueducts all the way towards this, but you didn't build a cistern. So this already looks really tough. So yeah, I would advise you to practice building customs, because this guy is having way too much idle time. Still, you have 3 cisterns, level 4 cistern almost at 6 minutes, which is not bad. But you need to have spearmen right now. You need to have spearmen right now, because Mongol Keshiks are coming. Yeah, or at least walls. Like if you have a wall here, then the Mongol is going to have... oh, this is going to hurt. Yeah, you need to work a little bit on the build, because you wasted all of these aqueducts, and you still went for the harder cistern right there. And it seems like the barracks was way too late too. You have them both on... Okay, if you have one on the Dialecticus and the other one on Conscription, then your upgrades for the Spearmen are going to be much faster, so try to remember that. And this one is also on Conscription, so your Grand Winery upgrades are going to be really slow. So this one should be on the Dialecticus, so you can get these upgrades really fast. And now it seems like you are going for Fast Castle, which I don't know is the play, because a Mongol player is going for a lot of units. If he decides to attack, then you're in trouble. You don't have any walls or towers. You could make a small wall here and a small wall here, and then this gold is going to be much safer. But still, it seems like the Mongol player is giving you a lot of time to breathe. He has a lot of units, but he's not using them. So you are really lucky. You're really lucky right now that the Mongol player is not doing anything about this. Let's see. Level 5 Cistern though, that is really good. No tower rush. Yeah, he was really lucky. If the Mongol player tower rushed his berries, these are front berries. So this would have been really terrible for Juanma here. And okay, you finally remembered to put this on Dialecticus. That's good. But these two are still on Conscriptio. Now you're going to castle, but you have a problem here because you didn't see that he was making units. Now you don't have anything to defend. Where are your units? You only have these few Javelineers, which you are going to lose right away. This is why you need a scout. You don't have a scout right now. I think you lost it. The Mongol player is letting you live, by the way. He could have just kept diving and you would have been dead. But he decides to kill the houses instead. By the way, when you are defending like that, you need to re-rally your stuff. So for example, right now you're rallying spearmen into one by one into his army, so you're losing them as they are coming out. So try to re-rally everything to one point in the map, let's say for example here. And you could be garrisoning your jab throwers in the TC, so the TC has more firepower. It seems like you have 2 of them there, but you could have had 10 that already died. Right now it seems like, yeah, Mongol player, it seems like he doesn't know that he can dive. He's really scared of the TC and the towers for some reason, but he could have ended the game right now. Like, he just dives here with all his army and there's nothing you can do about it. So yeah, he's letting you live for now. But the problem, the reason this is happening right now is because you didn't scout. You don't have a scout right now. I think you lost it somewhere and you never remade it. So you didn't know what he was doing. And what he was doing is just making units non-stop. And if he's making units non-stop, you cannot go blindly into Castle Age like this. Something else is that you went for javelin throwers. Well, actually, jab throwers I think are good because then you can go into camel riders to defend against the cavalry. But yeah, you're not producing them right now. You need a few camel riders. And when you're against a feudal army like this, what you can do is produce a lot of men-at-arms. So they cannot kill, so they have a harder time killing your armored units. So you have a lot of food and gold. Use that you keep producing Limitan A, which is fine, but I think a few men-at-arms here and there are also good. And if you had a stable, you could also produce cataphracts. But I mean, his army is way too big. I think this looks really, really bad. He's allowing you to live right now because he's not having the micro. Yeah, he could just do that and it wouldn't matter because he has so many units. That was an amazing trade for you, by the way. He lost so many horse archers there. Let's actually put caster mode so we can see. So yeah, he lost so many horsemen there. So he gave you a chance to come back into this game. So let's see how you do that. You are getting relics, which is awesome. But I think he already got 3 from the map. And he's just babooning, zigzagging into your base. And he even has towers all around you. So this is looking really grim. Now you also need to you need to start making farms at some point because your food is going to run out. It seems like it already did. You can get this boar, but this one is really, really risky. But it seems like you still have a chance. You just need to produce armored units right now. And camel riders, that's right. So, okay, you cleared that, which is good. He keeps tunnel visioning into that, but now Okay, now you have a chance. He kept tunnel visioning into your TC, and because of that, you have a chance right now. If you take all of your units, go across the map and find his villagers, you have a chance. But it seems like you are overestimating his army. You have a much better army right now, but you're not using it to do anything. If you take your cavalry, these camel raiders and these cataphracts, and you start looking around the map for places to attack, then you have a really, really good chance. But you are giving him way too much time and space to breathe. These walls are really good. That gives you a lot of time to react to his raids. But right now you're standing there doing nothing, which is not the best way to go about it. This is why having a scout is so important, because now I think you're scared of his army, but you don't know what he's doing. You need to take your cavalry, always take your cavalry and go around the map, looking at his base, looking at what he's doing. But you didn't know that you had a really nice chance to win the game right there when you won that engagement, and now you wasted it. Look at his army now. He's up to 100 military units now. And it seems like his economy is even better than yours as well. Almost on par, but his food economy is much better. But I mean, I think your army quality is stronger. Because you have camel raiders, you have a lot of limited A, and you have throwers, and you have cataphracts as well. But I think the problems are going to be the raid. Yeah, he is raiding. He is raiding a lot, and you are not. This is why he is winning right now. And you just wasted a lot of camel riders here. Okay, let's see this. This might be the fight that decides the game, so let's see how this goes. Okay, you moved without attacking into his army, so you lost a lot of traction there at the beginning, but your units are still much stronger. So it seems like you're winning the fight by a lot. So yeah, this is the problem. You were overestimating his army. But the issue now is that, okay, all of his cavalry is dead. Now your cavalry needs to go back. But your cavalry is fighting against spearmen, which is not ideal. You could have just went back with your cavalry, saved all of your cataphracts and your camel raiders, and let the javelin throwers clear the rest. But you won really decisively at first, and then you lost all of your cavalry, which is not ideal. So you need to work on that cavalry micro just a little bit more. So now you still have a chance because you won that engagement. What I would do if I were you right now, I would go into second TC. I would place it here in the wood, and I would start making farms. You need to make a lot of farms right now. Let's see. But yeah, now the problem is he's going to get all of the resources in the map, and he's going to keep attacking here. And because you don't have vision, you don't know where to position your army. So he takes a really good hit here. And now let's see this. Now he has... Okay, your archers were distracted with the thing, with the mangonels. Yeah, this was a terrible fight from you, and I think this is already GG. Yeah, you lost this game because you didn't use your army correctly. Your cavalry, you lost a lot of cavalry to spears, even though you didn't have to. And you also had a lot of chances to raid. And instead of raiding, your army was just standing here doing absolutely nothing. Also at the beginning, it took you too much time to produce spearmen. So you took a lot of villager kills from his raiding. And you went into castle way too early. Way too early. So he had a chance to get ahead in villagers by raiding. Now he can. The issue is not now that he has Imperial Age units. He can just kill your static defenses with by just clicking on them. So yeah, this already looks done. Yeah, I think the biggest problem you had is not using your cavalry properly. You lost a lot of cavalry to spearmen, and you didn't use your cavalry to raid. Look at all of these villagers that are just standing there. Like, imagine if you had the 20 cataphracts that you had earlier here attacking his food. He wouldn't be able to get this much army if that was the case. And then you can just leave your spearmen and your jav throwers to defend. And he would have been needing to think into defending his base and not just attacking into you all the time. So yeah, I think you need to work a little bit on the build at the beginning for the 5 cisterns, because your cistern villager was idle too long as well. And you need to work on the cavalry. So yeah, I hope that helps you out, Honma. Okay, that was the last replay that I had for you guys today. So I have to go to work, so let's raid somebody. Hey Trashcan, I was just leaving. How are you doing, man? Congrats on the 5K. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. Seeing those games still helps a lot, though. Yeah, yeah. I hope it does. Yeah, I did it for helping people. So, yeah. Let's see who can we raid. Let's see. Yeah, I'm doing awesome, man. I'm doing awesome. Thank you for asking. Just waiting for your next video. That RAM video was really good, by the way. I have a friend that always builds rams in team games, even though like he has 5 archers, he just goes for rams. And then we just get run over by 20 knights and 20 archers. So I felt really identified by that ram video. Okay, let's raid. Who do we raid? Do we raid Wamen? Or do we... Let's see who else is in there. Do we raid Killer Pigeon? Let's raid KP. I love his streams. Okay. Thank you everyone for coming by, and see you in the next one. Bye bye guys.